Good morning. Thank you for joining me again. As you can see, I don't have one of my coffees. I have like a vat of tea. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here. I normally record a little bit later, but I have got so much to do. I've got to write, if I can, around 3,000 words of my current work in progress, which is my next historical, my next HarperCollins book. And this is actually the second recording I've done this morning, because I was just listening through the one I did just before and realized I was actually sharing everything about this new book, and I'm actually not ready to do that. So I thought, no, it might change a lot. So this is actually a second recording. Much as I love chatting, I mean, this is the first draft. I don't know how much this will change. I don't know in what way it will change. So yes, what I can say, so this is my next historical for HarperCollins. This will be out in 2025. And it's slightly sort of different to what I've written before. This is two timelines. Now, I have written two timelines before for the Poppy Field. So that was set in 1918 and 2018, basically about two nurses separated by 100 years and how their lives obviously were different. One during wartime, one dealing in a trauma unit and reaching burnout and going to France to do up her father's house to try and work her way back from burnout. But this is a different book to that. It's a slightly different. It's just quite different for me. So, as I say, it's still historical fiction, and it's set during the occupation, but also during another timeline. And that's the bit I think I'm not ready to share yet. So, yes, I'm really enjoying writing it. I mean, I know my occupation period, so I'm used to writing books set then, but this other time period, I'm not used to writing in. So that's taken an awful lot of research, and I've loved that. I mean, I love research. In fact, I could probably spend, all my time researching, really. But obviously, a book can't be written unless you actually sit down at the keyboard and type the words. Obviously, it's finding those words that work well together that you're obviously aiming to do all the time. And I struggled quite a bit in the beginning of this book, but in the last 3 days, I've written 9,000 words, and I'm hoping to do another good few today, because I have another book to write before the end of the year. That's a contemporary, so it obviously doesn't take the same sort of research, but it also takes an awful lot of thought and planning. So it's a busy old time, but that's fine. Very happy doing the job I love. It's been an exciting and a week this week. So the exciting thing is my son came back to live here for, I'm not sure exactly how long. Could be up to a year, which is very exciting for me. So that's lovely having him back at home. He's been working abroad for the past 5 years. But also the day before yesterday, Jarvie, so he's the tallest dog, he started coughing. And he's done that once before, and it was like an allergy. It's hot weather, the grass is getting dry, he gets allergies. So I hoped it was that, but it wasn't. Yesterday morning, so the next morning, I realised, no, this wasn't right. So I phoned the vet, and he had to go there. She came outside to see him, because it was kennel cough, which is what we suspected, and that's obviously highly infectious. So he is now on honey and some cough mixture, and he's also on a bit of like painkiller because obviously he aches a bit. It's a bit like flu, I gather, for humans. So he seems fine in himself, and he was actually a bit better yesterday, so that's good. The problem is it's highly infectious, and I have 2 other dogs, so chances are at least one of them will get it, which is a bit of a pain for them and for me. I was trying to get medicine into them, because none of them are very good at taking anything, which, can you blame them, I guess. So apart from my writing and apart from playing nursemaid to the dog, and potentially the other two, that's what I'm doing at the moment. So it's a busy old time. I've got a very, very busy week this next week with family things. We've got a birthday, one of my family members, we've got a lunch, I've got various different things next week. So that's another reason this week to really press on and get as much work as I can. One of the exciting things, those of you who know me, if this is your first time, thank you very much for visiting here. I don't know how you found my channel, but I'm glad you did. Do please subscribe to get an alert whenever I post a video. If you want to, that is, obviously. You might find me completely boring. I hope not. A new planner. I love this. I had another one which ran out. It had lovely sort of animals and things on it. But this one, so it's got the, what is it, top 3 things to do in the week starting, and obviously each day, and some notes. Oh no, that's for next week. And then notes here. But it's got like a habit tracker. Now, I've got, my friend actually has a habit tracker app on her phone, and she suggests I use it. So basically it reminds you, sends you a little, send you a little alarm to remind you to stop and have a drink of water, or stop and do some exercise, or go for a walk, or whatever. But I've got enough things on my phone, and I'm quite happy. I remember vaguely to do those things. So I think different things work for different people, don't they? I'm very good at now. I set my alarm, on my phone, and I do lots of things on my phone now. Like I do have a diary, and I have a calendar, and I love things like that. I love writing things down. I'm that person. But I also now use my phone calendar for appointments and things like that, and my alarm, as I said, but I don't use it for absolutely everything. So writing, I've just set up a little, I've got this for this next book, with my different little things in there. I'm not going to actually share anything much about it yet because, well, I don't actually know. My publisher obviously knows, she doesn't actually know the title, but she knows what the book is about. I've given it a working title, which obviously can change, but I'm enjoying it. But I'm really enjoying the research of a different timeline. Yeah, but it's, it's really strange when you're used to writing. I mean, I've written books, quite a few books set during the Second World War and the First World War, and I know those periods fairly well. But this is a different time period, so that it's exciting, a little nerve-wracking, because also the sort of theme of the book is slightly different. So I hope my readers like it. But yeah, it's exciting and a bit nerve-wracking, as I said. But you know what? You've just got to actually be brave and go for it. I suppose it's still my voice. There's still romance in there. Yeah, I'll share more close to the time when I know my publisher is happy with it. As I say, the previous video I did was all about it. And I thought, what am I doing? I'm not comfortable sharing this yet because I don't know if it actually works yet. So we'll see. But yes, when it does come out, I hope you like it. So I've also got to do my newsletter. I will link below to my newsletter if you do want to subscribe. That's going all the time actually, which is really quite nice. And in my newsletter I share photos as well as like behind the scenes news. I will share on that because I think where the information's going, because obviously I have my subscribers. So I will share like new titles of books and a bit more information about books and pictures of my life and different things like that, behind the scenes stuff. So that's my newsletter, and I must do that. I might do it today. I'll start it today, but I'll probably finish it tomorrow because I do have to press on with this book today. Now that I've given Jarvie most of his medicine, I can actually do that. But I love planning a book. I love plotting a book. I have probably about 6 pages. I do an outline, and then as I discover more research and links to things or photos to things or snippets of information that I feel I can use, I will then paste that into the bottom of my outline, so it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I have that document open so I can look for stuff as I'm writing the book and as I come up with ideas, or as I realize that doesn't work, I have to research that. Or, for example, one of the bits that I wrote was this couple basically had to escape something and they went down this road, and then I thought, hold on a second, that road was only actually built at the end of the 19th century, which gives you a bit of a clue. It's obviously before the 19th century, and I can't have them running down a road that never existed. That was a beach then. You know, there were shipbuilders there. There wasn't a road. So it's exciting, but it's a little bit daunting too, because obviously I am now researching a totally different period in the island's history. But I am loving it, because I actually wouldn't write about something I didn't love or wasn't absolutely fascinated by. So yes, as you can probably tell, this is somebody who's quite tired. I've done 9,000 words in the last 3 days, and I really need to press on because I got very behind because of real life getting in the way and having other stuff to distract me that I had to get on with. But I'm pressing on now, and I'm going to do that today. And as soon as I finish chatting with you, that is what I will do, because I've made payments, I've sent emails, I've written out my planner and gone through my calendar and stuff like that. So now I have no choice but to actually sit down and write, because now I'm finishing chatting to you. And much as I'd love to carry on, I really do need to get on. So cheers. I hope you enjoy your tea or coffee, and I hope you have a good day. Lovely chat to you, and thank you for visiting me again. Have a good week.